mindset shift do you think, happened or took place that made you move from or transition from whatever it is that you were doing in University of Cape Coast to data?
One thing I realized at that time was even currently we still have it, the unemployment rate. So what I did at that time was to train myself and position myself such that even if I finish school, I don't have to come and rely on anybody. So I was learning a lot of things at that time. So I developed that learning mindset that aside what I'm learning in the classroom, I also want to develop additional skills. So even if I come out of school and I don't find any job, I'll have the skill set that I can use to just employ myself or get something doing. So even when I was on campus, I was organizing classes in Microsoft Excel.
Seriously?
Yes.
And people were subscribing to it? Hey everyone, welcome to Models and Mindsets, a tech podcast with Ben, where we break down data, tech, and AI and talk about the mindset it takes to thrive in this space. Today I'm really excited because we have a special guest. Our guest today is a Microsoft Data Platform MVP, a certified data analyst, and a chartered accountant with over 7 years of experience in data analytics, business intelligence, and financial analysis. He is the founder of FestMan and programs lead at AI Skills Africa, where he is helping young professionals and businesses across Africa to use analytics and AI to make smarter decisions. His work sits at the intersection of finance, analytics, and AI, turning raw data into impactful solutions. We are going to talk about his journey from accounting to data, what it really means to be a data-driven business, and how you can position yourself for the future of data and AI in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Thomas Festus Cudjoe. Thomas, you're welcome to Models and Mindset.
Thank you, and I'm happy to be here.
Right, Thomas, so let's start from the beginning. When you introduce yourself to someone who has no idea what data analytics is, how do you go about it? How do you explain exactly what you do as a data analyst?
Yes, so as a data analyst, my role is to empower organizations or my stakeholders with insights that will enable them to make decisions. So if you're an organization, you want to make a decision, or if you want to learn how you'll be able to leverage the data that you have to make smart decisions, then that will be the role of a data analyst.
Amazing. So let's see. You started from accounting and finance, and now you are a Microsoft Data Platform MVP. What was the turning point that actually pushed you towards data and analytics?
Yes, the whole journey started when I was at the University of Cape Coast. So I attended one program or a boot camp on Microsoft Excel.
Right.
So I learned some few things on how Excel can be used. So after the class, I decided to take it up and added it as another credit on its own. So I will spend most of my time going to the ICT center to learn more about Excel. So in the course of learning, I saw the power that Microsoft Excel has when it comes to data analytics. So some of the things I was able to use Excel to do at that point in time, I felt like, no, this is where I want to be. Not just about reporting what has already happened, but empowering organizations to be able to make smarter decisions with data. Because I realize most organizations have the data, but they feel like they're just collecting the data. They are not leveraging it. They are not mining the data.
Exactly.
So most data were just sitting. I felt, no, most organizations would definitely be able to get value from their data. So that's when I decided to double down on that journey. And that's how the whole thing started.
Yeah, especially when it comes to decision making, right?
Exactly.
I mean, companies having data, they just have it there, all right. Sometimes the management of the data is an issue. The utilization of the data also becomes an issue. That makes so much sense, Now, if you look back at your younger self, let's just say, do you think the decision, right, to move from wherever it is that you were doing back then, from the university to you coming into this space, do you think it took a huge mindset shift? What mindset shift do you think happened or took place that made you move from or transition from whatever it is that you were doing in University of Cape Coast to data?
One thing I realized at that time was currently we still have it, the unemployment rate. So what I did at that time was to train myself and position myself such that even if I finish school, I don't have to come and rely on anybody. So I was learning a lot of things at that time. So I developed that learning mindset that aside what I'm learning in the classroom, I also want to develop additional skills. So even if I come out of school and I don't find any job, I'll have the skill set that I can use to just employ myself or get something doing. So even when I was on campus, I was organizing classes in Microsoft Excel.
Seriously?
Yes.
And people were subscribing to it?
Yeah. We had some of my students, like some of my colleagues joining some of my classes, my juniors. So it was something that I was actually doing on campus. And this is something that I currently even do at FestMan, because I realized these are the skills for the future. Beyond what we are being taught in the classroom, these skills are the things or the skills that will set everyone apart. So I developed myself that let me learn these additional skills. So aside my degree, I have additional skills that are going to position me in the job market. So that was the mindset that I developed at that time. So I devoted my time, everything to learn those additional skills. So sometimes I even skip lectures just to go and take Microsoft certifications.
Seriously?
Yes.
In UCC?
In UCC.
But there's this growing story that it's not easy in UCC.
Yeah, exactly. So it all depends on how you are managing your time. In fact, like, not to boast about it, but I also graduated with first class, right? Aside all these things.
Yes, I remember.
So it's just a matter of managing your time and you still be able to achieve your academic goals, but also coming out as a graduate with the relevant skills most companies would want to hire for.
It makes so much sense. Okay, so Thomas, now you develop that mindset that you are not going to wait till you complete school before you are going to look for a job, or you are going to sit down for someone to hire you. You are developing yourself. So that is basically the mindset. The mindset that, you know what, I'm making myself an asset, such that whether there is already employment or not, I can still do something. I can still sell some skill and then, make a living, right? That is the mindset. Tell us, how did you get your first data role?
Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah, so when I finished school, I did my national service with Data Bank. And after my service, I was retained. So I was in investment banking or investment advisory.
Right.
But basically what we're doing is to help people invest their money. So that role didn't really give me the chance to really apply the skills that I already possess, like analyzing and extracting insight from data. So at some point I felt like I've done this for almost 3 years. This is the time for me to do something I really love to do. Empowering organizations with relevant insight that they need to make decisions. So what I did at that time was to go on LinkedIn. I was really active on LinkedIn. So I reached out to one of my connections on LinkedIn who was working at Zenith Bank by then. So I asked the guy, I'm interested in working with Zenith Bank. These are my skill sets. So the guy said, he's my connection, so he mostly sees some of the things. So I should just forward my CV to him. So I forwarded my CV to him, and within 2 or 3 months, he gave me a call that the department or his CFO wants to meet me. So I went, and then we started the interview process, right? So in the course of the interview, there was a point I made a CFO, and one of the questions he asked me at that time was, do I know how to design dashboard? So by then, even though my role as data bank doesn't involve data analytics or anything of that sort, but it was something I was doing alongside. So I just picked some data set, I would just analyze it, create some visualizations and dashboard out of that. So at that time, fortunately, I was having one of my dashboards on my phone. So when he asked that question, I didn't respond. I just picked my phone and I decided going through my phone. And then he said, why? You are coming to show me your skills. I said, I have something I want to show you. And I said, okay, no problem. So I just took my phone and then I showed him one of the dashboards I have built within Microsoft Excel. So when he saw it, he said, wow, you know what? When you come, the first thing I'll let you do for us is to build a dashboard for us.
Dashboard.
So at that point, even though I wasn't done with the interview process, I know I'm almost there.
Absolutely. Was this on Excel or Power BI?
It was Power BI.
Okay.
By then, Power BI was new in the market. Most companies were not really, and the visualizations were really nice and very insightful.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you saw that, in fact, he was impressed and said, "No, when you come, this is something I would want you to build for us." At that point, and I said, "Okay." No worries, this is something I do most of the time, so it's not a problem at all. So that skill set that I developed on campus really gave me that leverage. Even though I joined the finance team, at that time I was chartered, I had my first degree in accounting, but that additional skill that I had at that time really opened that opportunity for me. So it wasn't just about the qualification I was having, but because I had that additional skill. That's what really opened up the opportunity for me.
I mean, I think it makes so much sense, right? Because then from what I'm picking, you can be in a particular discourse, but at the end of the day, it's also, the additional learning, the additional skill that you pick up along the way. Sometimes may be the game changer.
Exactly. In fact, that has been my leverage, right? So if I go for an interview where I have chartered accountants, right, most of them would just be chartered with knowing how to use Excel, but I go beyond that.
Absolutely.
And then show you that when I come in, especially within accounting and finance, one of the key challenges we have is automation. I can tell you, I can use Python. Report that can take you like a whole month or weeks to develop. I can use Python or SQL or Microsoft Excel, automate the whole thing. Every month, you don't have to sleep over. That's what most finance departments or roles involve. You have to sometimes stay late in the night before you be able to come up with a report. But I will let you know, using these tools and these skills, I can help you to automate your stuff. You don't have to spend a long time churning out or coming up with some reports. So those additional skills, there are things that would help you to really stand out.
Exactly. I think it makes so much sense, and I kind of share just about the same story. But let me also ask you this. Do you think that, especially with regards to data analytics, do you think your background in accounting and finance, now gives you some kind of, in quotes, unfair advantage, as a data professional?
Yeah, it does. Like, it really helps a lot because accounting and finance is all about numbers. Data analytics is about numbers, trying to draw insights and even understanding the business, right? Knowing that, okay, with this particular number, this is the impact it is likely to have on a business. So with that background, I'm able to understand your numbers, your financials, your KPIs, what we care about, some of the things that really drive your business, right? So it gives me some sort of business acumen for me to really understand your business and what really drives your business, because every organization is different. Every organization cares about making profits. So once you understand those bottom line, when you're analyzing your data, it gives you some difference, or it gives you some perspective around what would enable this organization to make a specific decision. So that background has been really helpful. And the other thing is, I didn't transition fully to say that, okay, I have moved away from accounting and finance. I'm actually leveraging on that. Right. So most of my roles have been within that space because that's where I did my first degree. In fact, that's where I had the interest in. So I didn't leave everything aside and say, okay, I'm focused on just data. No, I'm leveraging the skills I have in accounting and finance to make sure that as a data analyst, whatever that you come up with, whatever insights is actionable and it's also impactful. And that background has been really, really helpful.
So more or less the ability even to be able to speak to the data in itself, it's your background.
So when you have that background, it makes the story or whatever that you want to share more impactful, because the person or the stakeholders can relate to what you are speaking, not being just technical or this is what it's saying because you are just a data person, but you know finance, so you can relate how those numbers will play out for them. So that background has been really helpful.
Okay, now Thomas, you see, now you make a case because the background is very important. But then I've spoken to a few university students, right? And sometimes they will tell you that, I want to do, or if I get, I will be in data analysis, I will be looking at data science, I will be looking at data engineering. But this is maybe a geography student. This is an agric student. tell me, do you think that the program that you study in the university, most especially, can kind of influence or affect how successful you will be? Let's focus on data.
Okay.
Data science, analytics, engineering. Do you think the program you study in the university would influence your success in these fields?
Well, I think it depends more on the person, right? Because I've seen a lot of people who are coming from different backgrounds and they are doing real well within the space.
Right.
So it depends on you, right? So you just have to, especially if you don't have a strong background, it means you have to go the extra mile to learn more, right? Though sometimes some backgrounds can be helpful, but it all depends on you, how determined you are and how focused you are that this is what you want to do. The other bit is you can also leverage your background. It doesn't mean you have to transition fully into data. You can say, okay, I'm doing geography, I like geography, but I want to look at how data can be leveraged within that field.
Right.
So instead of saying, okay, I'm stopping geography, I'm putting aside everything, you can also look at what are some of the ways data can be leveraged within this field to solve problems. And that's what is happening at the moment. Most people feel like for you to get into data, you have to stop everything that you are doing. So sometimes I go for programs or events and some parents would approach me. I have my son doing accounting, but he says he wants to do data science. I said, yes, he can do the accounting, but he can also learn the data science or the data analytics alongside, just like what I did. Exactly. Then if it's something that you really want to do, then you look at how you can apply it in that field to solve problems, because the key thing is about solving problems. But when you have that background, you understand that industry better, and you'll be in a better position to really know how data can be used in that industry. So just think about the industry. Unless maybe it's not the space you want to operate in, then that is fine. You may look at another thing. But if it's a space that you would want to work in, you don't have to stop. You can look at, or you can learn data analytics and see how analytics can be applied in that field to solve problems. And that will give you a lot of leverage as compared to someone who doesn't have any idea about the space and trying to come in and then apply analytics. But because you have a strong background, you know the best ways that data can be applied. Right, so the background doesn't really matter. It all depends on you, how determined you are. You'll be able to get there.
Yeah, and like you're saying, understanding the business rules. You understand the business rules.
Exactly.
And one thing that I even learned, from transitioning from, I wouldn't even call it a transition, but, just finding myself in geography, like a hardcore geography side, and then now having to operate in the health side. I had to kind of spend some time to really understand how the health space works. What are the formulas that they look at? Because even the way they look at disease, movement, and all of those things, it's totally different from my hardcore GIS or data that I would do. So, I kind of really, really understand. But Thomas, here's the thing. I know with FestMan, you do a lot of trainings, you know. I have seen a lot of your boot camps, and I think they are amazing work that you are really doing. Now here's the question. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are out there, and they are in finance or not, but they want to transition to data. They want to get these skill sets that you are just talking about. What do you think, per your experience, what do you think they usually get wrong about that transition?
Yeah, I think it's about the way transition, right? So they feel like, okay, now I want to transition into data, so I have to stop doing accounting, doing finance. Let me go into data. Now, currently, if you have strong background like specialization, it's something that is going to set you apart. So you're not just being a data guy who doesn't even know how the data or the insight they have, what impact it's going to have on the business. So most people will just come in and say, okay, I'm not doing accounting again, I'm not doing finance again. I want to become a data scientist, a data analyst. And that's where the challenge is most of the time, right? You can still do your accounting, finance, like I said, but it's all about leverage, because analytics is all about problem solving, right? Before you solve any problem, you have to really understand deeper about the problem. And when you are in that space, you can see the problems easier than someone who is not in that space. So instead of saying that I want to transition, you can say, okay, I want to look at how I can leverage data in my space.
Right.
And that's what is going to give you the advantage. If not, and you transition, you come and compete with people from start,
Yeah.
almost all the other industries.
Yeah.
But once you pick a niche or an industry or a specialization or specialty and say, okay, this is what I'm focusing on. I'm looking at how analytics can be applied in that
Yeah.
space. That's something that is going to help you.
Yeah.
The other thing is, most people, when they are transitioning, instead of them starting from the basics, especially those from non-technical background,
Right.
like those of us accounting and finance, when they are transitioning, most of us, we don't start from the basics. We just move straight. I want to do machine learning. Okay, you want to build models that are able to predict that. When you do, you get some point and you are going to get started.
Yeah.
Start from the basics. Microsoft Excel is something that we use almost every single day.
Exactly.
Start from Excel because Excel is friendly. Like when you are using Excel, that's how I started. And from that skill or that background that I got, I was able to learn other tools, like learn how to program using SQL, how to do Python. No one actually taught me how to do these things. But because of this, if you know how to use Microsoft Excel, trust me, you can learn anything that you want to learn.
Exactly.
It's just the mindset. Right, so when you are starting, just take your time. Start from the basics. Build a strong foundation. Because if you don't have a strong foundation, trust me, you get some point and you feel like giving up. This is not meant for me.
Thomas, before you go on, you see, I think you are just driving home to my next question, but then,
Okay.
So I will just hammer it.
Okay.
A finance person is out there listening to us right now. Okay. This person wants to now kind of not move, because now I understand that it is not really the right thing is not you moving from this place to that place. It's more or less the marriage of the two.
Yeah.
You pick data analytics or whatever, data science or data engineering, and then the field that you are actually trained in, then you see how you combine it, you leverage on one, in the other, right? So let's just say you want to kind of do the two together. Whatever background that you have, and then the data analytics or data science or data engineering background that you have. Now, this person listening to us wants to know, what are the practical steps that you would recommend?
Okay. Yeah, so what I would recommend is first look at your workflow, okay? It goes beyond just the finance. Look at your workflow, your role or what you do on a daily basis. Think about some of the areas you feel like it can be improved, okay, by leveraging data, right? Think about some of the practical ways. If there's a report that you work on, how long does it take you to create that report? Is there a better way that you can do that faster? If there's an insight that you provide for your stakeholders, is there a way you can make it better, more actionable and impactful? Once you have been able to identify those areas, now you have to come in and look at how you can leverage the tools. But most of us, we just focus on the tools. We don't really look at the application. So some will go and learn Excel, they will learn Power BI. When they come back, they feel like, so how am I going to apply it in my role? Right? So the first thing is, look at your role. What are the problems in there? What are the gaps in there? What are some of the ways or some of the areas that you feel like when you learn data analytics is going to improve or is going to help you? And these are going to be your motivation. Because when you are learning and you know that I'm learning this to come and solve this problem, that is going to motivate you. But if you just focus on the tools, or let me go and learn Excel, you learn Excel, you come back and you can't apply it, there's no way you feel demotivated. In fact, you even eventually forget the whole thing. So just sit back, look at your workflow. Sometimes it's not always about you. It can be another person in your department. You feel like this guy spends a lot of time coming up with this report. Is there a way I can help this guy do this better? Right? Then you go and learn, because then you know how you are coming to apply it. That's something that is going to motivate you. So instead of just focusing on the tools, look at the problems that you would want to solve with the data and the skills that you are going to learn. And this is something that is going to help you a lot.
Yeah. Thomas, see, I can't even tell you the number of times I get people come up to me and say, okay, so if I'm doing an R training or let's say a Python training, and then you get people come up to you and say, okay, Ben, you know what? I started learning R this time, and I didn't really get anything to do with it. And so I stopped.
Exactly.
Another person will say, oh, you know, I started learning Python like some months back, and because I wasn't getting anything to do with it, I stopped.
Yeah.
I think you just hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Most of us, we just feel like, okay, I have to go and learn.
Yeah.
But you have to know that there should be an outcome.
Correct.
Right? The learning that you are doing, there should be a way you'll be able to access yourself to see that the training has been impactful.
Correct.
So just look at yours. If there's no way you can, just look at another person in your department. It can be your mom, it can be relatives, like a store or shop, like you feel like they are losing money because they don't have some systems in place. You can learn those skills and then help them to solve that problem.
Exactly.
And these are the things that are going to motivate you and make sure you are still staying on the path.
Yeah, and another thing that I also get sometimes, I think you mentioned something when you were giving your Zenith, story.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you had already worked on some dashboard.
Yeah.
And one thing I get is, I feel maybe now, when people decide to learn a particular tool, aside, the absence of, first of all, there's the absence of the application. What problem am I going to use it to solve? And they fail to also really learn the practical and then build something just for themselves.
Okay.
So for me, it looks like people say, oh, I started learning it, I didn't really develop anything. But I think from your story, I get that it's not really a matter of you waiting for someone to come and present you with a problem that, oh, can you do this? Do this for me before. But then if you already take it up upon yourself, if you have the discipline and the desire to really learn that particular skill, so in this case, let's just say if it's Power BI, if it is Excel, if it is SQL, anything at all, you just build whatever it is that you can project, different projects.
Yeah, I think that's also one of the challenges, right? So people also look at their current roles. Okay. So, for example, when I was at Data Bank, like I said, I wasn't having that chance to really do data. It's just reporting. So at the end of the day, what's the number of customers, deposits, and all of that. But aside that, I had background in finance. So what I do is I go online, look for some data relating to my space, right? And I build something. Just ask my own questions, identify my problems, and try to use data to solve those problems, aside my role, right? So when you are learning, also don't just restrict yourself to your current role. If your role doesn't give you that room to really practice or leverage the skills that you have learned, just pick any data at all. Some of the things I was even doing is that, okay, I have this report. Even though my stakeholders don't want any insight, I'll build my own insights on top of it. I'll find a way, if there's no missing data there, I'll just find a way to make the data messy, try to clean it or fix it myself. So even if your role doesn't give you that chance, just create a problem for yourself and solve it.
Exactly.
When you go for interviews, you can talk about them.
Exactly.
Even though it's not something you develop for someone, but it's something that you have been able to apply your skills to. So when you are confronted with such a problem, you'll be able to solve it.
Exactly.
Right? If your report takes, let's say, 1 hour, your users or stakeholders are not complaining. Yeah, I can take it up that 1 hour is too much for me. Let me do it within 15 minutes.
Exactly.
You just save time for yourself, right? If your role doesn't involve any, just go on. Now we have a lot. Fortunately, now we have AI. You can just go to ChatGPT.
Yes.
I work in finance. I work in this. Right? Can you create some data set for me with some problems? Ask me questions that I can answer using data. Then you can build your own business case, have your own data, and be analyzing it. Now we have social media all over. LinkedIn is there. X is there. You can just create a dashboard or report. Just put it there. Don't mind or don't look at the number of people who are going to comment or just post it. You don't know when someone will see it, and then this will open up an opportunity for you, right? So that's what we can.
I think I kind of shared something similar with my niece. So she was getting into user interface design. And I was just trying to motivate her, and I told her, see. This is what we all did. No one is really looking at you now because nobody knows you.
Exactly.
But you put in the work behind closed doors, right? And then put it out there. Yes, you will get 1 or 2 likes. It's not really about the likes. I mean, in this generation, it's all about the likes, but it's not really about the likes.
It's not about it.
It's eventually getting the right person to see the true value, the skill set that you possess, and then getting calls. So Thomas.
So let me give you an instance.
Right.
So there was one time an opportunity to open up in one of the top companies or banks in Ghana.
Do you want to mention the bank's name?
Well, okay, it's ABSA, right?
Right.
So some data role opened up, which I applied.
Right.
And then I was there and a call came through. And the person said, yeah, this is my name. I'm the hiring manager for this role. I saw when I was going through the CVs, I saw your CV. And I said, no, it seems I know this guy. Yes. So he called me and then he said, okay, this is what they are looking for. This is the details about the role and everything. So you want to find out if I'm really interested in the role before we even start the process, because they don't want to waste
time.
I also don't. They also don't want me to waste their time.
Exactly.
So you want to connect with me because he knows some of the things I'm doing there. So just give me the details about the role, whether I'm interested in the role or not. So I said, no worries, I'm interested in the role. So we started the process, right? Even though when I looked at my history, that person has never commented or liked my post. So it's not about the likes that you have. Sometimes the opportunities will come from the post that you even put out there. No one even commented or liked it.
Exactly.
That's where the opportunity will come in.
Exactly.
Right. So you just be posting, just forget, if you like, don't even monitor it. Just put it there. Just close your phone or laptop. Don't go back. Just let it be there. Anytime you have something, just go and post it there. Because you don't know who is going to see it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to give up. The key thing is you are putting your skills out there. You are selling your skills. Right? Because if you don't sell yourself, no one is going to sell. You'll be there, you may have the right skill sets that most companies are looking for, but because you are not out there, someone who is not as experienced or as skilled as you might get opportunity because they are bold enough to just go out there.
Exactly.
Right? So you don't have to just look at the likes, but look at what you are doing. And it's even something that is going to motivate you. And that's what I was doing, because I know at least I have somewhere I'm going to show that skill. So I'll just develop my dashboard. I'll go on LinkedIn, I'll just post it. I'll develop another one, post it. And that's what I was doing. And trust me, I've gotten a lot of students, a lot of business, employment. All my employments I have had since school, all of them have been coming from LinkedIn.
Fantastic.
I have people who reach out to me, can you apply for this role? We are looking for this. I've gotten a lot of opportunities. So just go out there, just demonstrate your skills. And trust me, opportunities will definitely come.
So, like you heard, right? It's not really about the likes. It's not really about the commenting. It's really about you showing the skill that you have earned, right? Through the discipline that you have developed in learning. So that is really, really good. Thomas, we would come down now to the whole data analytics space. So, Power BI.
Okay.
Python. SQL. I will throw in machine learning.
Okay.
Or maybe not. Let me do Power BI, Python, and SQL, right? If you had to pick one tool or skill that one has to really, master to make the biggest impact in a career, one's career, which one do you think it will be and why?
I'll pick a skill, right? I won't pick a tool. I'll pick a skill.
Right.
Okay. Because you might know Power BI or Excel inside out.
They are all tools.
They are all tools. If you are not able to apply it to solve a problem, you might know everything, you might know all the functions in Excel, but you wouldn't still be able to make impact.
Yeah.
Someone just know maybe just 1% of what you know in maybe Excel.
Right.
But the person can do so much or make impact with just that 1% than you who knows everything in Microsoft Excel. So the key thing is your problem solving, right? These are just tools. They are there to help you to solve a problem. So you don't have to be fixated on a specific tool, right? It's all about knowing how to leverage what you have to solve a problem. So let's look at the problems that we have, right, and how we can solve it. Sometimes we want to be too complex. Meanwhile, that problem can be solved with just Microsoft Excel. You see someone trying to use Python. Well, I know how to use machine learning, so let me apply machine learning. You apply it and it doesn't make the impact you want to make, right? So we should look at the skills that you know how to, or the skills that you have, how you can use it to empower people. And for me, if I have to pick, I'll go with Microsoft Excel, even though I said we shouldn't focus on the skills, the tools itself. But when you know how to use Microsoft Excel, right, you'll be able to make a lot of impact. Because trust me, every organization, regardless of the industry, every organization uses Microsoft Excel, even the non-technical people. And these are the majority. When you go to a big organization, there are a few people who will be in IT, who will be doing programming, software, and all of that. But I have a lot of them who are working in Excel. And those people are the ones who waste their time a problem that you can solve with, let's say, VLOOKUP in Microsoft Excel, someone can sit the whole day doing that thing in Microsoft Excel because they don't know their way out. But if you're able to go in and tell the person, this thing that you are doing, you can use a VLOOKUP, and within just a minute, you'll be able to finish. And that's something that has really helped me a lot. Right. Sometimes I'll go into meetings, not just because I know how to use Python, not because I know how to use Power BI, just because the fact that they know that I know how to use Excel. That meeting evolves around developing some system.
Right.
So I'll just be in that meeting just because of my Excel skills. Sometimes a big man will call you, go and call Festus for me, just because they have a problem in Microsoft Excel that they want to solve. Not because they want to do things in Python. Even though those tools are powerful. But for me, in the current system that we have, especially in the corporate environment, Microsoft Excel is one of the common tools almost everyone uses.
That is true.
When you know how to use Excel, trust me, you can solve a lot of problems for other people. Because for me, it's not always about you. It's about making impact in the lives of other people. Somebody can spend the whole day doing things in Excel that can be done in just a matter of seconds or minutes. That person will be there always complaining. The work is tedious, they are tired, they are not able to close early to go home. Meanwhile, you can use Excel to solve that problem for them easily. So once you're able to do that for them, trust me, I have a lot of people who always call me to come in and help them because of the problems that they have within Microsoft Excel. So for me, if you are getting started and you are looking at making impact, learn the Python, the BI, and all of that. But if you really want to help people, also master Microsoft Excel, and it will open up a lot of opportunities for you.
That's great. So basically, it's more of start from the basic tools.
Exactly.
First of all, to boost your confidence, you work through, the tools in that rank, and then you will get to
you definitely
the bigger machines.
Because I've seen situations where IT guys would have to go and make presentations about their impact, right? They develop application, how many complaints have come in, how many requests have failed. They have to present it in Microsoft. They have to carry their laptop, come and talk to me to help them.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. Because this is a tool almost everyone uses in the office. So learn how to use Microsoft Excel really well, whilst you're also looking at the Python and all the other tools. But the key thing is problem solving. Learn how to solve problems with what you know.
Exactly.
Because it's not about the number of tools. You can know how to use Excel, Power BI, SQL, R, all the tools in the world. But if you're not able to use it to solve any problem, then it's better not to even know how to use them at all, right? But someone would just know one tool. The person can solve a lot of problems with that skill.
Now you are sounding like Bruce Lee. I think I read a Bruce Lee quote that says he's not afraid of the man who has mastered 10,000 moves or 1,000 moves or something like that. But he is afraid of the man who has mastered one move 10,000 times or so.
Exactly. So it's just a matter of mastering what you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are really enjoying this conversation with Thomas, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, right? It helps us reach more people who are interested in discussions like this. Hit the comments, let us know really what you are seeing. Let us know the takeaways that you've already gotten in this discussion. All right, Thomas, let's really jump back and then get going. You are the CEO or founder. Which one? Founder, right? You are the founder of FestMan Learning Hub. So it used to be a learning hub, and now it is FestMan, right? And programs lead at AI Skills Africa. In simple terms, exactly what problems were you trying to solve, or are you trying to solve with this?
Yeah, so one of the things I noticed in terms of learning, right, is the practicals. Now, most programs that I have enrolled in, boot camps that I have gone into, sometimes you go in there, the training is not really practical. It doesn't focus on industry relevant skill, right? Because if you take Microsoft Excel, Excel is very big. Like there are so many ways you can apply Excel. When you pick Python, there are so many ways you can use Python. If you pick SQL and all the tools out there, there are so many ways that can be applied. Now, most programs don't really go deeper into the practical ways that you can apply those skills to solve problems. Like, so even though I do a lot of stuff at first, most people think I do it full-time, but it's something I'm doing part-time, right? Because I want to be in the industry and really understand how these tools are changing how things are being done in the industry is changing. So I can bring that experience to my training programs.
Yeah.
So the main goal there is to make sure that every training that anyone goes into, spend your money, your time to go through. These are programs that are going to equip people with the relevant skills that they need to make impact in their work. And this is something I see missing in most of the boot camps. We have people who are training people, but they are not actually working in those positions.
Yeah.
Things are changing. They are still stick to the old ways of doing things.
Yeah.
But if you get someone who has that industry experience and also know how to use those tools, that person can make a lot of impact in your life. We have people who just complete data analytics bootcamp, and they also have their own bootcamp. Meanwhile, you have not applied what you have learned to even appreciate what you are learning and how things are being done in the workspace. Because what you learn in the classroom or in the training program, when you come to the real world, sometimes it's entirely different. So I want to be at that side where I can see how things are being done and also bring the same experience into our training programs.
Right.
That's the more reason why we have FestMan here, training people on how to leverage data because, and almost all our instructors, we work with people who are already working in the space.
That's true.
Because the world is changing rapidly. Today you can learn a tool. The next day, the tool has already changed.
Yeah.
In fact, just with last week, I recorded a course on how to use Notebook LM for
Right.
financial analysis.
Right.
Just a week. Now, the following week, that's this week, Google has come up with new updates.
Exactly.
You get it? So if you are not within that space, you wouldn't know some of the new things that are coming up. Now, once I saw this update, I have to go back, record some of the sessions, showing some of the new things that are in there and how professionals can use it.
Yeah.
Right? So I seek to help people appreciate whatever that they are learning and they can relate it. So when you come for our programs, you can see me giving instances. Oh, last time I was working with data, this is what happened. This was the experience. This is what I could have done differently. For you to really appreciate whatever that you are learning. And that's what we do at FestMan. Yeah.
Right. And AI Skills Africa?
Yeah, with AI Skills Africa, we launch it just to enable people to learn more about AI. Now, most of us, we have heard about AI, and most people feel like this is a big thing, it's for the tech guys.
Right.
Some of us who might have heard about AI, and we think it's all about ChatGPT. Right.
Okay.
So we decided to come up with AI Skills Africa because we want to partner with the people within the space. So like in our last cohort, we had people from Microsoft, Google coming in to share their experience, how they are leveraging AI in their work and others. So we set it up to get more people to appreciate the impact AI is making.
Right.
Right. So we don't go into the technical. We just look at how anyone, without your background, anyone can leverage AI in their work. And that's what we are doing at AI Skills Africa.
Thomas, you know, when we begin the AI talks, I'm sure we are not going to complete them. But something very important, because, you know, we are really interested in what to give our listeners, right? And tell me, what are some personal habits or routines that, you know, keeps you really sharp as an analyst, you know, with a full-time job and then running FestMan and the AI Skills Africa and all of that, you know, when it comes to thinking, staying ahead, learning, what are some of the, you know, personal habits that you think if someone should pick some of these habits up, would help the person?
Okay. Yeah. I'm someone who always looks for ways and means to improve systems. Right. So I don't feel like, okay, this is how this is done, so that is fine. This is how it's supposed to be. Always, I'll be looking for new ways that system or that process can be improved. So I'm always on the lookout for new opportunities to learn something new. So every single day, I have to find a way to learn something new. Either I'll go to YouTube, either I'll go to social media, I'll pick my book, or I have signed up to a number of online courses. So even though we also have our own platform, right, I also sign up to other platforms just to make sure I'm also learning some relevant skills I can still share with my students, because the world is changing rapidly.
Exactly.
So if you relax, by the time you come, the world has moved on. And it will take you some number of years to be able to catch up. So once I have that mindset, I have to make sure always I am on my toes. So those platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, I follow them on all their social media platforms. So if there's any new updates, I'll be able to see it. If I have to go and check it out, I'll go and check it out. So one time I was speaking to one of my students who joined our program back then. I said, I know you do Excel, but I never knew like you do AI. So
Yeah.
how do you learn all these things? I said, no, it's about you deciding what you want to learn.
Fact.
Okay, so you just make it a habit that
Yeah.
every now and then I'll just stay up to date with some of the things, even though they are moving faster,
Yeah.
but we still have to find a way to keep
Yeah.
up. And that's the mindset you need to have, the learning mindset that always you want to learn something new. And that's something that will go a long way to help you to stay ahead. Yeah.
Exactly. No, Thomas, I think it's been an interesting conversation, and there is still more to talk about, right? Now, let's just say that someone wants to learn from you, someone wants to follow you, someone wants to join what you are building at FestMan and with the AI Skills Africa, social media, and all of that. How do they get to you?
Yeah, so first we have our own learning platform, like you said. We have self-paced courses. So you just go to festman.io. Very simple, festman.io. When you go, that will be our learning platform. We have a number of courses on AI, on Excel, Power BI, SQL, data visualization, dashboard design, and all of that. We are also present on almost all the social media platforms. So when you go to YouTube, LinkedIn, I'm really active on LinkedIn. So you can just go to LinkedIn, search for Thomas Festus Cudjoe. My name will pop up. That's the only person with that name. Yeah. My name will pop up. You can send me a connection. I'll be happy to connect with you. Yeah. You can also follow our page on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn, FestMan is there. AI Skills Africa is there. Right. So when you visit almost all the social media platforms, we are available. So you can always reach out to me on WhatsApp. When you go to all these platforms, our WhatsApp contact is there. So you can always get in touch with us.
All right, right. Thomas, so last but not least question. This podcast is titled Models and Mindset. We are talking everything technology.
Great.
To you, what does models and mindset mean to you?
Okay, well, let me start with the models, right? Yeah. So I'm from finance. We have financial model, right? Or financial modeling.
Right.
So sometimes when a business wants to take or want to embark on any project or anything, they build a financial model which represents the reality. So before then, they will build a model to let them know, okay, this is where the whole project will be. They can build a 5 years model that within 5 years, this is where we are likely to be. So with this podcast, with that name, it means whatever journey that you want to embark on, this will give you the skill sets and the mindset that you need to be able to embark on that journey.
Exactly.
And everything starts from the mindset, right? When you develop your mind that I want to do this, I want to break into tech, regardless of your background, you'll be able to get there. And I think that will provide a great platform for those who want to really break into tech. Yeah.
Thank you so much. If you like these conversations, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, share it with someone who is definitely going to be interested. Go ahead, drop a comment, let us know the key takeaway of this conversation that you picked, and then let us know if there is any other thing that you'd want us to ask Thomas on your behalf. I'm sure he will be glad to definitely answer that. Check out festman.io, follow him, connect with him on LinkedIn, Thomas Festus Cudjoe. Like he said, he's the only one with that name. Ladies and gentlemen, the space of tech is gradually improving. You go to sleep, you wake up, and there is something new. Now, if you do not like the situation where you are working, if you are not comfortable with your current skill set, it's all vast out there, all right? No one is curtailing or hiding information. It's all out there. All you need from this conversation, what I picked is the discipline, the drive, and the motivation, the desire to say that, you know what, I'm going to improve myself, build on my existing skill set, and then do something to change the trajectory of my career. This is Models and Mindset. Thank you, and catch you later in our next episode.